Up next, Bob Carwin's keynote address.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the people of the great state of California, the Golden State, birthplace of legendary late songwriter Merle Haggard, transgender pioneer RuPaul, and iconic Hollywood actor O.J. Simpson, thank you for inviting me into your world here tonight. I'd like to thank Jimmy Buffett for writing the song that brought us all together. Bertie Higgins for conceiving of trop rock as a legitimate music genre. Tom and Michelle Becker, thank you for bringing our genre of music into national prominence. And Brent Burns for inventing fire. Without each of your efforts, none of this would be possible. Let me express my gratitude, because frankly, my prominence in this race is pretty unlikely. My father was a certified public accountant, born and raised in a small town in Connecticut. His father, my grandfather, was a plumber. But my father had bigger dreams for his son, that one day his son would sit on a beach, sip Mai Tais, and write songs about places that he'd never been. During his formative years, he met my mother, a dark-haired woman from the other side of the tunnel, New York City. Her father, my grandfather, was a New York City police officer patrolling iconic historic venues such as the New York World's Fair. His tales of crime, corruption, and the utter irreverence and disrespect of tourists drove his daughter, my mother, to become a secretary for several large multinational corporations. And yet, eventually marry an accountant from the most vanilla state in the union. They shared not only an improbable love, they shared an abiding faith that their child would grow up to know a world of vibrant colors, Caribbean intoxicants, and songs with exotic chords like G, C, and D. They would give me a bland, unimaginative name, Bob, believing that in a tolerant America, your name was no barrier to adventure and excitement. They imagined me playing guitar in the most obscure, filthy, out-of-the-way places, like the Port of Indecision in Maison, Illinois. Because you do not have to play in modern, well-appointed venues to achieve musical greatness. Now, my father has passed away, but even though my mother continues to live, I know they are both looking down on me tonight with great pride. I stand here knowing that my story is the story of you. My story is the larger American story. That being, it is the story of larger Americans. That I owe a debt to those who came before me. And without their considerable struggle, my candidacy would not be possible. Tonight, we gather to affirm the greatness of trop rock music, not because of the height of our palm trees or the strength of our rum punch. Our pride is based on the simple premise, summed up in a declaration made almost 40 years ago. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it is my own damn fault. That is the genius of trop rock music. A faith in simple dreams, that our truth is our own to define, that we can participate in the trop rock political process, and that our votes will be counted at least most of the time. In this election for Entertainer of the Year, we are called to reaffirm our values and commitments. We are called to see how we are measuring up to the legacy of our forebearers, Brent Burns, James Sonny Jim White, Don Middlebrook, Howard Livingston, and to assure ourselves of the promise of future generations. I say to you tonight that we have more work to do. More work for the musicians I met in Key West whose jobs are threatened by mainland interlopers. More to do for these super old retirees who decide to start a music career at the age of 65 and insist on calling themselves captain, even though they do not own a boat. More work to do for the French Quarter strippers and bartenders who depend on the kindness of strangers to feed their children and pay their way through nursing school. People don't expect trop rock music to solve all of their problems. But the right trop rock entertainment can make them not care about their problems at all. It has been hard for those people because for many years, trop rock entertainment has not offered a choice. In this election, we offer a choice, and that choice is Bob Carwin. Bob Carwin embodies the ideals of beach, rhythm, fantasy, and the creepy awesomeness of referring to himself in the third person. Because those values define his life. From his heroic service in the college bars to his innumerable rotations on Radio Margaritaville, he has devoted himself to trop rock music. I've made tough choices when easier choices were available. Instead of playing Boat Drinks, I played Straight Up. Instead of playing Cheeseburger in Paradise, I played Working on My Tan. Instead of playing Margaritaville, I played Sand Dollar Millionaire. Bob Carwin believes in a trop rock nation where partying late into the morning is rewarded by impromptu hotel concerts. Instead of shipping trop rock overseas, I offer trop rock written, recorded, and performed right here in the United States of America. Now, my friends, we live in a dangerous world. And in a dangerous world, cheap tequila must be an option sometimes. But it should never be the first option. Let me be clear. Trop rock has real enemies in the world. These enemies must be pursued, they must be found, and they must be defeated. Bob Carwin knows this. Just as I have used my abilities to entertain in spite of sabotage, Entertainer of the Year Bob Carwin would consistently perform to keep Americans safe from lackluster performers who do not rise to the substantial entertainment needs of the trop rock nation. When one rises, we all rise. E pluribus unum. Out of many, one. Now, even as we speak, there are those who are preparing to divide us. The spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, the people who will bring you in just to keep you close. I say to them tonight, there is not a Howie America, there is not a Mexico America, there is only the United States of America. Now, the pundits like to slice and dice. They like to divide our great nation into Florida and everything else. Well, I've got news for them too. We are all one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the same waves and sunset. In the end, that's what this election is about. I'm not talking about willful ignorance, songs about palm trees that start with the phrase, "Hey girl." These songs will not go away with hope. I believe that we can give trop rock music fans relief from immobile performers performing but adding nothing to other people's music. Relief from Mad Lib's lyrics that do not strive for excellence, and relief from the performances that made trop rock fans a subject to ridicule from their friends, family, and uninformed co-workers. As we stand on the crossroads of history, we can make the right choices and meet the challenges that face us. America, tonight, if you care about the future of our genre of music that we created together, trop rock music, then I am confident that all parrot heads from Florida to Oregon, from Washington to Maine, the people will rise up and Bob Carwin will be sworn in as Entertainer of the Year. His song, Over the Rainbow, will be pronounced Song of the Year. This genre will reclaim its promise, and out of the political darkness, a bright day will come. Thank you, and good night, and God bless the United States of America.